So you're thinking about moving to Idaho and you've been hearing about this place called Nampa. But if you've never been or spent a decent amount of time in Nampa, you might not be aware of all the benefits it has to offer. My family and I have been living in Nampa since 2021, and we continue to find new things that we love about it. Like us, you probably have a lot of questions on what it's like just living in Nampa on a day-to-day basis. Is it a nice town? Is it safe? How are the schools? What's the cost of living like? Is housing expensive? And so on. In today's video, I will be answering all of those questions and more. I will also be taking you around different parts of Nampa. That way, if you are considering moving to the area, you can get a good understanding of what it's like to live in Nampa and whether or not it's going to be a good fit for you. So Idaho has been a popular relocation spot, and Boise has made some headlines due to their massive growth that they've experienced over the last 5 to 10 years. Today, however, we're going to be talking about a fantastic suburb just 20 minutes west of Boise that really has it all. That's right, we're talking about Nampa, Idaho. Now let me give you a little bit of history on Nampa. Back in 1883, the Oregon Short Line Railway made its way from Granger, Wyoming to Huntington, Oregon. And along the way, about every 10 or 15 miles, you saw little towns pop up along the tracks. And Nampa happened to be one of those small towns. The promise of irrigation brought many immigrants to homestead on the lands surrounding Nampa, which is something that I still see happening to this day. I've helped clients that have purposely moved to Idaho because they want to get out on some acreage, get away from everybody, and do the full homesteading thing. I also have people that move here and they just want a big family garden with some chickens in the backyard. In 1890, the Phyllis Canal brought irrigation water to Nampa and the surrounding areas. And in 1891, the Reidenbach Canal was completed. With the completion of these two canals, it was estimated that 150 to 300,000 acres of farmland adjacent to Nampa could now be cleared of sagebrush and cultivated. On April 17, 1891, a municipal government was formed and the town of Nampa was incorporated. But so now that you have a little bit of history on Nampa, let's go ahead and move into one of the bigger questions I get from people relocating to the area, which is, what is it like to live in Nampa? Well, for a second, just imagine you step out your front door and it's a sunny and quiet day because you don't have the same road noise that you have in some of these bigger cities, right? You see your neighbor across the street, he waves, you both say hi because you know most of your neighbors on a first name basis. Your kids are riding bikes and playing outside with the other kids from the neighborhood. You have all the amenities that you could think of just 10 or 15 minutes away from your doorstep. Your recreational activities are anywhere from 15 to 60 minutes depending on what you're looking to get into. Life is still very affordable, and most importantly, you don't feel like you're in a constant rat race. If I had to describe what it is like living in Nampa, that would be it. You can take a deep breath and just relax here. Nampa is a very family-oriented community where people are still very friendly. It's kind of rare to hear someone honk their horn at another person. One, I think because people are so relaxed and our pace of life here is much slower than in other areas of the country. And I think people here are just more willing to give other people, the benefit of the doubt and just chalk it up to maybe they're having a bad day and they didn't mean to cut you off. Downtown Nampa still has that small town charm with all its old brick buildings and the old train museum and farmers markets. However, there is a lot of new development happening, bringing in a lot of bigger companies like Plexus, On, Semiconductors, and Amazon. And that's just naming a few of the dozen or so that are either moving here or have plans for extended development within Nampa. Just about everywhere you look in Nampa, you are surrounded by farm fields. And historically, Nampa has been known for its strong agricultural base. Nampa's crime rate is 278 per 100,000, which is below the national average. Nampa is also known for its friendly business climate and its top-rated schools. So good jobs, good schools, and a slower pace of life. Nampa is probably sounding pretty good to you right about now. But I want to go ahead and dive into the cost of living and what that looks like here. Cost of living includes housing affordability, utility cost, groceries, healthcare, and some other criteria. But these are big factors for a lot of us, especially when we're deciding on where to move to. Nampa's cost of living as a whole is roughly 5% lower than the national average, where if you compare that to Boise, they are actually 4% higher than the national average. If you look at Nampa's monthly cost of living, you're looking at just over $1,800 a month, which is $900 less than the national average. As you can see from this chart, in nearly every category, Nampa is under the national average except for one area, housing. Now, housing in Idaho in general is not cheap. And if you've been looking for a home in the Treasure Valley, you know that it's more expensive here than in most areas of Idaho. With that said, if you were to look at homes in other areas throughout the valley, like Meridian, Eagle, and Boise, you will see that Nampa's home prices are drastically more affordable. You can still buy a brand new home in the mid 300,000s. You can still find homes on acreage for under 600,000. The median home price for Nampa is just over 400,000, but you can still find smaller, older homes in the mid 200,000 and up range. It's just in 2019, we saw our home prices here in the valley skyrocket, and we really haven't seen those prices come down very much. For example, I know people that saw their home's value nearly double in just a matter of 12 months. To wrap this all up, Nampa has quite the variety when it comes to entertainment options and jobs. It's pretty impressive for how small the town is. With its natural attractions that bring in thousands of tourists to the area every year for our skiing, hiking, camping, and our unmatched water sports. Not to mention, there are plenty of vineyards and wineries near Nampa that you can visit and enjoy throughout the entire year, and it's hard to beat a free movie night at Midway Park with your family. The city of Nampa maintains 25 parks, 2 golf courses, and a pair of disc golf courses. Downtown Nampa is loaded with independent restaurants, shops, and galleries. The Ford Idaho Center hosts concerts, rodeos, and sporting events throughout the year. There's a lot to love about Nampa, Idaho, and if you're considering moving to Idaho, I definitely recommend you check it out. You won't be disappointed. But with all that said, if you have stuck around this long, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you got some value from this video, please like and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out when new videos are uploaded. If you or someone you know is looking to buy, sell, or relocate to the area, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. I receive a lot of calls and texts from people looking to relocate to the area but are needing some help with their home search. If you or someone you know would like to speak to a realtor directly, I would be happy to schedule a time to chat with you. But guys, that is all I have for you in this video. I will see you in the next one.